Hello, I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fertile, and today I wanted to give you a case study with one of our clients that had low AMH. So we specialize in cases with low AMH, high FSH, diminished ovarian reserve, and premature ovarian insufficiency, either getting pregnant naturally or if they do need to go to the clinic, getting pregnant with their own eggs. So I wanted to take you through this case study. And there's themes that we typically see with couples that we work with. So see if you see something that relates to you. So first of all, so she's 37. She has low AMH and high FSH, and she had one miscarriage at 10 weeks. And her cycle frequency comes every 28 to 30 days, and the length is about 2 to 3 days. And so she has regular ovulation. And this is something that we see a lot with the couples in our couples coaching program is hypothyroidism. So it's either we see subclinical thyroid issues, Hashimoto's, or hypothyroidism. We're not diagnosing, but we look at a full thyroid panel, including antibodies. And many times your conventional medical doctor may only be looking at the TSH and then will miss healing opportunities. So in this case, we saw hypothyroidism and MTHFR. So we see that a lot too. You want to make sure for sure that you're taking a methylfolate prenatal. We recommend that for all of our clients. You can actually go to Fab Fertile store for the male and female basic fertility supplements that we recommend, including a prenatal for female and a multi for men. And more. So you can check that out. So she has MTHFR, so impairs the ability to methylate properly. So looking at that methylfolate is important. Insulin resistance. We've done many deep dives on blood sugar on the Get Pregnant Naturally podcast. You can definitely check that out there on the channel, the podcast. Just search up blood sugar. But in this case, she had insulin resistance. And so, we see that all the time with the blood sugar kind of going up and down and like mood swings, sugar cravings, people having issues with sleep, which then impacts the blood sugar the entire next day. So for hers, she had insulin resistance. And another theme that we see all the time is women that have been on long-term hormonal birth control. In this case, she was on for 14 years. And when I asked, why did you go on the pill? Typically, it wasn't for prevention. It may have been for irregular cycles, no cycles, ovulation issues, PMS, acne. And so that's usually a Band-Aid approach, doesn't impact the, doesn't address the reason why there's those health issues. And then when you come off, you're still dealing with those same issues. Not to say everyone that goes on the pill is going to be experiencing infertility, but people that come to see us, they've usually have had some health issues prior to going on the pill. And also so we help her, so it's a couples coaching program. So her partner, he had heartburn, he had acne as well, and he was in a stressful job. So basically how we start is, so we have access to functional testing, functional lab testing. We ship these tests worldwide. We're looking at food sensitivity testing, hormone testing using urine, stool testing, looking at the DNA of the stool, hair tissue mineral analysis testing, looking to see the status of your minerals and heavy metals. And then we're doing a blood chemistry review, again, not to diagnose, but to educate, looking at full blood work and then also the health history. And all of this tells a story. We're not diagnosing, but we're looking at the testing, looking at the health history, looking at the blood chemistry. And we believe in a collaborative team approach here. So we have all eyes on cases where we have our nutrition practitioners and our physician to really look at case reviews. So the physician is a doctor, obviously, but not your doctor. And then, so in this case, we had, with the diet, we started off with the elimination diet. So really a fertility reset was what we basically call it. And taking out the inflammatory foods. We found out for her, she has an extreme sensitivity to gluten. So non-celiac gluten sensitivity. And also we see this a lot. She was sensitive to the foods that she eats on a regular basis. I had this where because of all the antibiotic use, because I was on the pill for many years, because I had both my kids with donor eggs, and I discovered years later food sensitivities, gut infections, and chronic stress. So was on the pill, took antibiotics, and had chronic stress, and all of those can contribute to leaky gut or an intestinal permeability. So you can eat all your health, all these great foods. I was pounding down avocados and like really healthy foods, and then it came back in the food sensitivity test that all my favorite foods, I was intolerant to them. So it wasn't forever. I took those foods out for a period of time, 60 to 90 days typically, and then reintroduced them. I'm able to bring most of the foods back in. So it is only for a period of time. So we see that a lot though. And her hormones, we help to balance her hormones. We optimize her thyroid. Again, medication can be part of it, but we're also looking at what are the underlying reasons that the thyroid is off. Is there liver issues? Is there gut issues? Are there environmental toxins that are coming in that are, impacting the thyroid, or are there heavy metals? Why is the thyroid off to begin with? Balanced blood sugar. So making sure eating the diet, you can also measure that with a glucose meter to see how you feel after eating foods. So balance her blood sugar, see how you feel, and then also what your blood sugar is doing after eating foods. And then also we see this a lot with couples that we work with. So when we do the stool test, looking at the DNA of your stool, so it's different than your conventional stool test. This is a functional test. It's an extremely sophisticated test that's looking at the DNA of your stool. And so we find parasites are, in this case, it was multiple parasites, a worm. Her immune system was very low. And also there was high anti-gliadin, which basically is, she's still, even though she'd taken gluten out of her diet, she was still having some contamination. So sometimes if you're that sensitive, even the other person in the house, if the whole house is not gluten-free, that can cause an issue. Or also maybe cross-contamination. Sometimes people will say, I've taken out gluten, but also the cross reactors such as dairy, corn, soy, oats, chocolate, coffee. Again, not forever, but depending on how severe the sensitivity is, it is to basically, our whole goal here is to reduce inflammation and really, get the body back into that parasympathetic state and out of the fight or flight. If you've got inflammation or sort of the body's under attack, that's, the body wants to survive, and procreation is put down to a lower level and not deemed as important. A lot of the people that we coach, most people are in a kind of a like impatience or worry. Uncertainty is obviously very hard. If we knew it would work, how would we do? How would we approach this journey differently? So there's a lot of mental, emotional stress that we do. So that's why it's important to have like a coach to really help you through these things. Because sometimes, especially if you're kind of like me, where you're like, I'm fine, everything's good, I'm not stressed. But looking back, when I was, diagnosed with premature ovarian insufficiency, obviously I knew that obviously that's a stressful, devastating diagnosis. And I just continued on, I'm fine. But it's important to dig deeper and to really address those issues. And then you can move through them instead of just stuffing them down. And then your health kind of takes a nosedive later. And so that is really part of our approach, really a mind, body, spirit approach, using the testing, developing that targeted diet and lifestyle plan, getting a protocol for you based on the supplements, and then looking at the mind, body, spirit, and also including your partner. So the partner has a blood chemistry review, and we do a semen analysis for him. And then so she got pregnant naturally after being told that, donor eggs were her only option, that she would never conceive. So excited to share this story with you if it serves as motivation for you to keep going, to keep digging deeper. There's things you can do. Many times we do a lot of these generalized recommendations, and then we don't figure out the right approach for us. So if it feels right for you, the functional approach, our Fab Fertile method, just go below there. You can book yourself a call, or if you want to join the Fab Fertile support group, you can go in there as well and ask questions and get support from my team in there. But so excited for you to listen to this, and hopefully you found some aha moments. So take care. Bye.